you can truly impact one person's life forever.
If you care about excellence, if you love the work you do, then you're going to want to bring those talents to bear where they matter.
At Morgan Lewis, we have a global pro bono practice. So in Frankfurt and in New York and in Chicago and Palo Alto and Tokyo, in each of these offices, in all of our offices, we have lawyers doing interesting, rewarding pro bono work and helping people in the communities in which we practice.
The firm continues to look for ways to expand this practice, develop this practice, and make it even better and more effective and more far-reaching.
In our area, we work a lot with small organizations that are doing overseas relief and development work.
It's a nonprofit organization that builds affordable housing and free housing for people who would otherwise be homeless.
I would say within a month of when I got here, I was representing somebody who was accused of a crime. He did not commit it.
Probably one of the best things I've done since I've become an attorney is to help get a woman asylum from Honduras. It was as high impact as I'll feel in my life. I know people say a $100 million jury verdict and whatnot. Well, this changed her life.
When you can step in there and use the skills you've learned to accomplish even a small result for an individual, you have done something that is very different from what you do every day, and what I think is the highest element of what lawyers do.
It's one thing to have this desire to do something good, but to have that reinforced by your leaders and your peers telling you that this is something that's important is I think what really makes the program run.
One of the most special things about our pro bono practice, and in particular this asylum practice, is that it's an example of one lawyer representing one person, and the relationship that develops between a lawyer and a client in those circumstances is very special. And I think Brian and Asada are a perfect example of that.
Brian called me and I said, congratulations. I said, what do you mean congratulations? He was emotional on the phone, shaking. I said, what do you mean, what's wrong? He said, you've been granted asylum. You have been approved. I threw the phone on the floor and I was jumping.
I was floored. I felt like my life had changed and that I was the one being granted asylum.
One of the things that's interesting about Asada's case is that she had 2 young daughters who were born in the United States, and yet despite this and their American citizenship, she was on the verge of being deported back to Mali, where even the immigration court had said that she faced real danger at the hands of the government. So Brian's work effectively saved the lives of Asada and her daughters.
I'm Debbie Quick. I am an associate in the real estate group. I represent the Golden Gate Lutheran Church, which is a Lutheran congregation here in the city of San Francisco with a very old brick building that needs to be made safe against earthquakes.
Debbie has been wonderful in creating a clear path and showing us what needs to be done and what our choices are and where we need to go with it.
She's been negotiating with all of the parties. She's been negotiating with the city of San Francisco. She's running the case.
I think pro bono provides an outstanding opportunity for young lawyers to develop advocacy skills.
They allow associates to actually hit the ground running with a case where they control the case, they have the client contact.
I have a few years of practice under my belt, and I've been given opportunities to grow and stretch. This representation has pushed me so far beyond anything else I would have done in my career. And that has been an incredible experience for me and enormously valuable.
The John Thompson case involved a murder conviction and a death sentence. Over 100 individuals in this firm, and not just lawyers, staff as well, led by Gordon Cooney and Michael Banks, worked tirelessly to prove that John Thompson was an innocent man.
This is the story of a man who was unjustly accused of 2 crimes that he did not commit.
The response back to us when we came to the leaders in the firm and asked to take this case was, if you feel strongly about it, if you have a passion for it, do it and we'll support you. That's what pro bono work is.
He jumped in 14 years, not no 1 year, not no 2 years or 3 years, 14.
While we were trying the case, there was a litigation partners meeting, and Jamie McKeon wanted to know what was going on. And we were blackberrying one another after the closing arguments. And the exchange went something like, the jury's out, tell me what happens next. The jury has a verdict. I'm holding my breath. The jury's walking into the courtroom. And then I finally send her a 2-word blackberry, not guilty. She stands up in the dinner holds her BlackBerry up in the air, yells, "Not guilty," and the place erupts. It's just pandemonium.
One of the best things about it is it feels like the entire firm is representing these clients.
They had that willingness, that fight, that determination to prove what they set out to prove. And that's what separated everything. That's what separated what they say the men from the boys.
There is a wonderful school in Washington, D.C. called the Duke Ellington School for the Performing Arts, and it's been our great privilege as a firm to represent them for many years.
We have nearly 500 students, grades 9 through 12, who have this artistic passion and talent. Without Morgan Lewis, Duke Ellington, as it currently exists, would not be.
Organizations have issues in almost every area. The Ellington School is no exception.
And we've been able to assist them with financing questions, with tax questions.
We have employee issues, there are intellectual property issues, there are contractual matters that have to be dealt with. We're talking about a consistent, ongoing partnership that we've had with Morgan Lewis for nearly 10 years.
It's amazing if you go back through the sheets that tell me who's billed time, because we still track the amount of time billed, how many different people over the years have billed time to Ellington and how many different practice groups.
It makes such a difference in how we operate as a school and how we are respected in our community because we have the legal authority, the legal counsel, the legal support of a Morgan Lewis.
They get the benefit of top-notch legal advice by practitioners in the area that they have problems in, and they can then use their resources, instead of paying for lawyers, to go out and do good in the community.
That's what it's all about. How many lives in a community can you influence positively?
I represented a gentleman by the name of Makhan Singh. He was trafficked into the United States and by his uncle and pretty much put into involuntary servitude. And after pretty extensive litigation with the uncle denying everything and anything that he possibly could, we had a 2-week jury trial which resulted in a $200,000 award for Makhan.
He's guilty. So I feel very good about that.
When Diane Webb took on the case of Makhan Singh, it was originally theoretically a pretty simple case, and it quickly evolved into a litigation that required a lot of strategic thinking and required the resources of a large organization like ours.
Half of my billable hours that year were due to this pro bono engagement and the jury trial that we had.
Morgan Lewis actually credits your pro bono hours as part of your billable requirement. That's really putting your money where your mouth is.
In the wake of the pro bono challenge, the emphasis has been on every lawyer in the firm taking a pro bono matter and working it through to completion.
And there's no cap or artificial limit on the amount of pro bono work that an attorney can do.
What it gets are people that want to come to work at a place like this, that have a sense of value, and I think that it's a win-win for everybody when clients are attracted to firms that have a commitment to social change.
No one ever said anything to me about, can you hold back, can you not litigate this so vigorously? And in fact, when we won, there was nothing but an outpouring of happiness and praise from the firm. It was really quite amazing.
I thank him, my wife thank him every day.
Thank you so much.
Whenever we call, they're there.
Pro bono, wonderful.
I'll do anything for them. They really saved my life.
There's a lot of work out there, a whole lot of me's out there. A whole lot of me's is in prison. A whole lot of me's is waiting to go to trial. Be that difference maker. Be that one that is not gonna stop. Be that one that's just fully dedicated to what you took an oath to be, a lawyer.
Our obligation as lawyers and as people is to sort of leave things better than we found them.